Welcome back to Best of Wisconsin Homes. I'm Josh with Josh Lavick and Associates. We're doing our Community Spotlight series today out in the community of Verona. I'm here with our mayor in Verona, Mayor Luke Diaz, and he's going to share with you a little bit about what's happening down in Verona, just south of Madison here. And yeah, so tell us more about what's going on down in Verona.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going down in Verona. For example, we've got two great recreational trails. The Military Ridge Trail, which is great to bike on and runs basically from Madison to Mount Horeb out to Dodgeville. It's great. The Ice Age Trail is also in Verona, which I like to hike on. It's really beautiful. You know, then there's other parks, like the county has a park out here, Badger Prairie Park, which is also kind of great to hike. So if you like being outdoors, Verona's a good place for that.
Got it. That makes sense. And what I know, just driving into town, I mean, kind of the downtown is kind of a neat little area to walk through and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe share a little more about what that's like.
Yeah, Verona's downtown, I think what we have there is really good, and it's also growing. So, you look at the businesses we have downtown, like the Sauzier, Hop House, Toot and Kate's, like great places for people to visit. Miller & Sons Supermarket is great, but we're also expanding on it. There's a 2+ acre park planned that's getting built out this year. And some other businesses kind of along West Verona Avenue. So I think I think Verona's downtown is good, and I think it's going to get even better.
Okay. What about maybe other areas? I mean, if somebody's never been to Verona, how would you describe the community overall?
I would say it's we really I think lived up to our name of Hometown USA. I think there's a lot of great, wonderful, nice people in the community. I think there's a lot of different places to work. obviously Epic's the big one on the west side of town, but there's a bunch of other businesses in Liberty Business Park and throughout the city. So I think that's a big part of the community.
Yeah, for sure. I know we've definitely seen the growth of Epic and that kind of impacting our community. That's for sure. What about maybe if somebody's moving to the area and they have little kids, what would you say maybe about some of the different schools and things like that?
Yeah, I think the Verona Area School District is excellent. They're obviously separate from the city, but you just look at the high school on the west part of town, and it's fantastic. I mean, it's nicer than where I went to college, so it's absolutely beautiful. High school, my son's in the public schools. I think it's just like a really key part of our community. Yeah,
no, that makes sense. Yeah, you can kind of see the new school, the new high school from the highway there, and it really does look impressive out there.
Yeah, they have a greenhouse and everything, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
And good, but
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. What, what about maybe other services that's provided by the city that maybe people don't know about or something like that?
Yeah, well, in addition to kind of the basic stuff you'd expect, police, fire, EMS, public works, keeping the streets clean, there's also, we have a wonderful series of city parks, so a mixture of, just outdoor stuff for kids, but places for people to walk, basketball courts, tennis courts, there's a lot of great stuff there. We have a wonderful senior center, which is kind of a good community center. And then, of course, the Verona Library, which I think is absolutely fantastic and one of the, I would say, one of the better ones in this part of the state, in my probably biased opinion.
In your humble opinion, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, what about, those are all great things, certainly good things about Verona. Are there any, challenges or whatever, maybe some downsides or things like that you might see?
Yeah, the biggest challenge we're dealing with is growth. The city's been growing really fast for a long number of years, and both as mayor and just as a community member, what I want to do is keep Verona's hometown feel, our sense of community, even as we grow. So, even as new housing comes in, new businesses come in, we're trying to add things like parks and trails and try to really keep our connection with one another. So that's, I think, our biggest challenge is just how do we keep Verona even as we grow.
Even as you grow, for sure. Yeah, no, I've certainly seen the growth of the community and that kind of thing as well. So anything else maybe that you'd like to share that comes to mind, maybe that we haven't covered that you think is noteworthy about either Verona or the community or projects you're working on? Anything at all. Feel free to, just anything at all to share with our viewers today.
We're not a suburb of Madison, we're a neighbor of Madison.
A neighbor of Madison,
neighbor
okay.
Of Madison.
Not a suburb. Ah, that's interesting. What does that mean? You're just...
it means the city's, more kind of independent. That's one of the things I've worked on as mayor, and I think that was in the works long before I got into office. But, in the past, people had treated Verona like a bedroom community. Basically, people would sleep here and there'd be nothing else here and they'd drive somewhere else. But you know, that's really changed over the last few years, just because people in Verona want stuff to do here. And I think there's always been businesses here, but I think we're trying to build up around them. You know, so that's been a little bit of a change with the community overall historically.
Right, yeah, for sure. No, well, that certainly makes sense. Well, Luke, I really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing a little bit more about the community here in Verona and what's going on. So I'm Josh with Josh Lavik and Associates. You're watching Best of Wisconsin Homes and our Community Spotlight.